This is a exercise of budgeting. Anytime you have a big amount of money coming in and a lot of expenses, it would help if you make a budget so you just don't spend here and there and don't have the money for things that you actually need money for. In a household, they have a salary, and an annual salary means this is what they make for a year. And so most people, to be successful, take their annual salary and figure out how much goes to every place. You know, in the news that there's tax day is April 15th. They've extended it last year and this year because of COVID, but the tax rate. And so what they do is they have a tax rate. So they start taking money out of your annual salary. And if you estimate it correctly, then at the end of the year, you don't have to pay taxes. If you don't estimate it correctly, then you actually have to pay taxes at the end of the year. Okay, so this is Alex. He's an electrician and he has a family of 5. He makes this as an annual salary. This means is what the company pays him. But out of this, he has to pay 26% tax rate. So we're going to figure out how much taxes he pays. So we're going to do, that's what we're going to do first, is we're going to find out taxes paid. So we are going to take his 48,000. We're going to multiply it by 26%, and that's the easy way to change it to percent. This is your 100%, so you take it and move it to decimals, and that becomes 12,480. Okay, so it's your annual salary. Annual salary times tax rate, and that's going to give you what's called net income. And net income is basically what you get to take and spend out of. Okay, so, oops, nope, sorry, that's not in net income. That's how you figure out your taxes. That equals taxes to be deducted. Okay, and so it says annual taxes is 12,480, and you're going to have other people to follow this. So I'm going to do 1 and you're going to do 2, and then you're also going to do a budget. Okay, then I need to get my net annual income. So this is called gross. Okay, so we're going to find out net, and so gross, which is also annual. Okay, so you take gross minus taxes, and that's net. So I'm going to take my 48,000 and I'm going to subtract my 12,480, and I'm going to get 35,520. So 35,520. And that's annual, which means yearly. And so I'm going to need my net monthly. So monthly is annual divided by 12, because there's 12 months. So I'm going to take 35,520 and I'm going to divide it by 12, and I'm going to get 2,960. $2,960 every month is what I get to spend. Now, before I even have that money, I'm going to decide where it's going to go. And I'm going to look at this and I'm going to go, I need some money for housing and groceries and debt, transportation, childcare, church, and savings. And I'm going to project how much I can budget. So I'm going to take, and I'm going to say, ooh, I can spend 30% on housing. So I'm going to take my income times the percent budgeted, and that's going to be projected. So for example, housing, I'm going to do housing. My income is $29.60. I said I'm going to spend 30%, and when I multiply that by 30%, I get 888. And so I have $888 there. And then I'm going to do groceries. And so I'm going to take the $29.60 times, oops, sorry, and times, and I look at groceries, and that's 0.25%. And that amount is 740. And I'm going to do that completely down everything else, and I'm going to find out everything. So then what I'm going to do is I'm going to find out the difference. Well, I actually spent in that month $1,000. So I'm going to $1,000 minus $888 is 112, and 800 minus 740 is 60. And so this should add up to 2960, and this should be less than 2960. If I have an overspending here, I'm going to have somewhere where I didn't spend the same amount. So you would be able to find projected per category by taking your pie chart, multiplying your pie chart percentage by your income that you found out what your monthly income is. That is the first part that you're going to do, and you're going to fill in this chart. So this would be 450. Oops, no, sorry. This would be transportation. I'm going to do one more. So I'm going to do transportation. I'm going to do 2960 times 0.10 equals 296. So 296. So that's nice that I spent less. Actually, I didn't. I spent more again. Ooh, I'm over budget on a lot of things. 450 minus 296, and that's 154. Okay, and I would keep going down and fill out that chart. And that is step one.